Hi, I'm just going to share my solution for the recent issue with Storyline 360 not publishing or publishing, but you're unable to view it in Internet Explorer 11. So specifically we're talking about the version that is, you can check your version by going to the Help tab and then About Storyline, and this one is 3.7.12674.0. So that particular one you publish to your LMS and then you view it, and it does not show up in Storyline or show up in Internet Explorer. It works fine in Chrome but not Internet Explorer. So I don't believe it's going to matter which LMS you're using, because I've seen in the forum that it's several different LMSs are having this problem. I'll just show you here what happens for me is that when I launch the course, it comes up, but I just get this big blank page. Nothing shows. I can instruct my learners. So we are an organization like many in the forum that are saying Internet Explorer 11 is their default. They have to use it. Some computers have Chrome within their organizations, but you have to say use 11, or it might be the only browser that you have. You can circumvent this by going up to the little gear in the right corner under Tools and go to Compatibility View Settings. You can turn it off, and I'm going to just remove this site as well. So turn off the Display Internet Sites in Compatibility View, close that, and it will start playing. So it does work. But for me to tell all my users, only when you're looking at this course do you have to do this, and then when you go back to use this application within the organization, you have to turn it back off, that's too much for users to be able to understand if they even can figure out how to turn off this compatibility view settings. So I'm going to put it back where it was, close, and again, it's not showing. So let me show you how I worked around this. So the way to do that is to add a little bit of code to your course after you publish it. Now that kind of sounds scary to be adding code to your course afterwards, but it's not really that complicated. So let me show you what you do. I'm going to go up to Publish My Course. I'm choosing LMS. My particular one is SCORM 2014 or 2004. That shouldn't matter which one is yours. That's mine. You'll want to go to Formats here, the properties, and you can publish it 4 different ways. One is HTML5 only. Second is HTML5 with fallback to Flash. This is going to work in Chrome, Internet Explorer. It's going to work in Chrome first, Internet Explorer second as a fallback. This is Internet Explorer first, Flash, and then Chrome, HTML5. And then the last one is Flash only. So you're either going to want the second or third option for this particular instance. I'm going ahead with the second option. I'm going to say OK, and I'm going to publish. Now once my course publishes, typically for an LMS, I'm going to zip that file so that I can import it into my LMS. We're not going to do that step yet. We're just going to publish it like this, and then we're going to go ahead and open. It will show us all the files that make this course work. So we want to focus in on 2 particular files right now. One is index_LMS. The other one is index_LMS_flash. These 2 files are the ones that we need to do an edit to. So we're going to go to the first one. I'm going to right click on it and open it. But I'm going to open it with, if I scroll down here a little bit, you'll see open with WordPad should be fine. And it ends up looking like this, some sort of odd little coding thing here. What you need to do is add this particular statement, and I'll put it in the comments below this. You need to add this particular statement into the file. So we're going to copy this, and over here in the coding file that we just had, right under this part here that says head, you want to put it right under there. And I'm just going to tab it over so that it's lined up with everything else. Get rid of these extra lines that went in there, and we just save it. Yep, go ahead and save. And then I'm going to close that, and I'm going to open up the second file, right click, so this is index LMS Flash. I'm going to open with WordPad again, and here's in that head section. Right underneath it and before you see any other code that has the word meta in it. You want this before that. I'm going to put it in there. And I'm just going to put it over as well. And I'm going to get rid of these extra lines that came in when I copied and pasted in. And I'm just going to save it and say yes. So now that I have all of those things, I am going to right click all of these files. And this is a weird little odd trick, but if I click all of these files and go down to this one that says story.html, I just find that the easiest one to use. If I right click on it and then send to compressed folder, it starts making a zip folder with all these things, but it relabels it. Puts story at the front of that zip folder. That's the only reason I picked that particular one and right click on it. If I went up here and right clicked on this long name here, it would make me a zip file with that name on it. So I just go ahead and take this one. I add my course name to it. So this one I'm just going to call it 360 test. Whoops. And then I've got my file, and I can use this and send it to my LMS. So I'm just going to do that. And I'm just going to pause for a moment while I do that because it takes a couple clicks. So that compressed file I just made, I'm just going to go ahead and find that and import that into my learning system as the new course. Now that I made that little coding change. And we'll go up to the course, refresh, and we'll take a look at it and see if it works. Now for you, it may work. For me, it's not. And the reason it's not is because on the outside of my the space here, the white space where the course plays, I've got this other bit on the outside that actually loads before my course loads. This is just the content holder or the LMS player, and I need to override that part. So I had to think about, how do I override that? So if putting that code in the first time doesn't work, and you've got something like this where you've got a wrapper around your course, let me show you what I did. So I came back to my course, and what I did instead, when I have a wrapper around my course on my LMS, is I came here to publish it. I went into the player, properties, I went to other, and I actually had to launch it in a new window. I don't like using that. I like the course to just pop open seamlessly for the user, but right now I need to add this in. So I've got launch the course in a new window. That will circumvent having to see the LMS player window. Allow my users to make sure that they can resize the browser if they need to, and I say OK. So now I'm going to go ahead and publish this again the same way we did before, choosing that second option. Just going to go ahead and publish. Oh, I still have the folder open, so I just got to close the folder previously that we published to. So publish again here. It publishes out, and now this time there's going to be 3 files that we're going to edit. So if editing the first 2 didn't work for you, try this option. So I can go open. This time we're looking for these 3 files. We're looking for the index LMS _flash, and this one called launcher. That's just been added in now because now we've got this launcher window happening. We want to make sure that this one specifically uses that code to tell the internet browser window to ignore any compatibility issues or whether compatibility is turned on or off. That's what this code is doing. So I'm going to just go ahead and edit these 3 files now. So I'm going to do right click, open with WordPad. I'll go right after that heading and put in my file. I'm going to back up that space. We'll just save that one and close. I'm going to go to the second file, which is index _LMS _flash. Open with WordPad again. Again, I'm going to put it under head and before any other code that says meta in it. And we will just put it in and get rid of anything below it. And we'll just do save and close. And then the last one I want to change is that launcher file. So I'm going to open again it with WordPad. Now this one's looks a little different here, but again, there's head. I want to make sure I put it above any meta. I don't see any meta there, so I'm good. I'm just going to put it right here. Get rid of my spaces that I mistakenly put in, and I'm just going to move that over. And I really think, I don't know for sure, but I think the moving it over is just so you can read it better. Save, yes, and close. So now this particular course should work for us. So I'm just going to, oops, I closed that up, but I really want to open that. I just need to open it again because I need to zip it up so I can use it. So I'm going to select all those courses. I'm just going to go down to Story, HTML, and right click on it and send to compress file. Again, that starts making me a file using the word story as the front. So we just zip it up. There we go. I'm going to rename that story file just so I can see it. Oops. So there's my file. And so we'll just go to our, I'm going to close up that browser window in my LMS. I'm going to go to where I actually import an LMS, or import a course, a SCORM course. I'm going to look for that course, which is right here, and open and update. So now when the user goes to open up this course, we'll just finish it loading here, they should get a little launch button that happens now. So now when I open up the course, you'll see this quick little flash of an orange button. I'm just going to hit yes there. So what happens there was here's my launching page. I click the course link, it opens up the course, and there's a quick little orange button here that the user can click, and in this case it happens automatically, but they can click it and it launches a new window where the course now works. I don't have to worry about this compatibility settings being on or off. I don't have to think about that at all. It just happens. What's interesting, I did find that in Chrome, they do have to click this button before the window opens up into the course. In Internet Explorer 11, it seems to just keep this window here and it automatically opens the course in a new window. So I will just add one special extra message here. So if when you go to publish your course, if the first two files and adding that code in do not work, go ahead and publish your course using the player and making sure that you click other and launching it in a new window. That's the one tip. The second tip for me personally, or for our learning environment, is this little launch button sometimes confuses learners. You would be surprised, but sometimes they're not quite sure that they need to click this button to launch the course. Other times they don't realize that if they, in our situation, if they close this window, the course doesn't track. So they sit there and they want to tidy things up. So they close all the windows, they go to just the course, finish it up, and then the course doesn't track. It's because they got to get back here and hit exit. That's in our situation. Just be mindful of it in your situation. So what I have done instead was change this launch button, or I customized it for our environment. If you need to do that, let me just show you quickly how you do that. You go into your computer. You're going to go to your C drive, and you're going to look for the program files. In my case, it's either program files or program files, something like this you want to go to. So this is the one I'm going to. You look for the articulate file. You go to 360, you go to storyline and content. In here, you're looking for a GIF file. This GIF file is the orange button. You can see it's down here. All I need to do is replace that orange button with whatever other message I want to replace it with. So I'm not going to get rid of this one. I want to keep it. I'm just going to rename it here. I'm just going to call it original. And I'm going to put in a new button with that same name. So here's my new button. It's a lot bigger. It's got a lot more information on it that the user is going to use when they see it happening. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to my course. All the files are still here. I don't have to do anything more than I'm just going to compress it again. I'm going to I'm not going to do that. I'm going to actually go and republish it one more time. And I'm just going to fast forward here, but I'm going to publish it again and change that coding into the file. So I went through all the republishing. I changed that quick little coding line in each of them. I changed my button, and this is what the result is again, it opens up that quick button. But instead of that little tiny orange launch button, I now have this bigger one that I can customize with whatever information I want to have in it. Lets them know to click the exit button. Don't close this until the course is finished. It just works for my particular system. You might not need to do this for yours, but it's an extra little tip should you need it. So I hope that helps you in learning how to publish your courses to Internet Explorer while this little glitch thingy is happening right now. We've been told it will be changed, and hopefully it will be. Thanks so much. I hope this helps you out. Cheers.